You know, it takes a lot for the hair on the back of my neck to stand up when I taste a wine. We taste thousands of wines every year and have done it for 30 years. Tasted almost all the great wines produced in the last quarter century. We know what greatness is. We know what phenomenal is. We know what distinctive is. We know what pretty awesome is. But this little number right here, this one caught my attention. Usually we taste wines like this, and you're like, oh, that's pretty good. You know, and this one was like, whoa, excuse me? like, you know, the record goes, you know, it stops. And this is one of those wines. And it's a great wine to start a conversation about an area that we're going to have a serious conversation about, right? You all got to dig out your maps in the next few years because Canavese and Alto Piemonte, these are real areas producing stunning world-class wine. It's Nebbiolo wines, Nebbiolo-based wines in some instances, that are going to reframe the conversation for Nebbiolo and Piemonte over the next 2 decades. That's not an exaggeration. It's reality, and it's happening. And this is one of the amazing poster child wines for what's going to be coming from Alto Piemonte in the next decade. And so why Alto Piemonte now? Well, back in the old days, old days, I'm talking about 15 years ago, you know, nobody in Alto Piemonte had any money. The vineyards were abandoned or not even planted in some appellations. Barolo, Barbaresco getting all the love. Climate change was just beginning to grab hold, so it was still quite cold up there. And the whole reason a lot of these grapes didn't do great anyway is because of that cold. Nebbiolo has the longest ripening period of any red grape out there. And when you have cold weather, marginal climate viticulture, and you throw Nebbiolo into it, chances are most of the time you're going to lose if you're a farmer. And losing sucks. I don't like to lose. In the last 10, 15 years, man, these guys have Charlie Sheened it. Now they're winning, right? Their temperatures have gone up a Celsius degree, maybe 2 degrees. Farming's gotten better. There's more attention to the area, a lot of young blood coming in, and it's creating this brand new crop of ultra exciting Nebbiolo wines that for the most part, prices remain super reasonable. This is where you steal Nebbiolo now, gang. So I mentioned 2 spots. I mentioned Canavese and Alto Piemonte. Alto Piemonte is where you have like Fara, Bocca, Gattinara, Gemme. But to the west of that area, in the north, we're almost, you know, we're bugging into the mountains now, into the foothills of the mountains, is Canavese and Erbeluce di Caluso. And Canavese is Nebbiolo country, just as you're bumping almost in the Valle d'Aosta. So this is like, we're up there, we're in the foothills of the mountains, north of Torino. And the wines here are particularly exciting, especially from the young guys. Man, this cat, he's so good. This is something. So we'll show a picture of him in there. But, you know, fact of the matter is, Eugenio Pastoris, young guy, took over the family's vineyard. You know, classic story of the kid coming back, trying to find his way around. He was a pizzaiolo, I think, in New York for a little while or something. Had a couple other jobs and then was like, nah, we should be doing wine. And he has jumped into this area at the perfect time. The perfect time. His La Cucca Canavese Nebbiolo is breathtaking. Yeah, look, beautiful lack of color there. The nose. You know, the aromatics in this wine are $150 aromatics. Really, really something here. That's what stuck me. And Nebbiolo, you know, great fans of Barolo, Barbaresco, Nebbiolo in general, you know that half of what makes great Nebbiolo is the aromatics. You want to have the ability to fall asleep with your nose in a glass, where you're afraid to drink it because you won't be able to smell it anymore. And this wine has that. In spades. Man. The high tone, the lift, the flowers, the spices. There's rose here. A little touch of that tar, a little touch of that tobacco, but more on the sweeter, rounder side of the spectrum, aromatically. Absolutely compelling. You can just get lost in this wine. Little of that Chinatu quality. Out of control. I don't know how he did it. And on the palate, you have the perfect 21 vintage, playing right into it. Think Barolo with like this little great Cru Beaujolais kicker. Like if Barolo and La Pierre Fouillard had a baby. Like, that's what this wine tastes like, because it doesn't have quite the gravitas of Barolo, nor should it have. What it does have is these crazy Nebbiolo aromatics, this wonderful, silky, sweet, Pinot-y elegant mid-palate, and then you almost get this granitic kick to the finish. Like I said, it's reminiscent of a great Fleury or Moulin au Vent. Mind-blowing wine. I don't know, all cement tank and maybe some big wood. I don't know how he does it. His 20 was great. We bought the 20 and absolutely delicious wine, but this is next level. Friggin' Galoni gets a hold of this one. This is 96 points with a bullet at $25. Good gravy. I love Nebbiolo, by the way. Go to Piemonte a lot. Tasted all the great ones. Huge fan. If you're a Nebbiolo fan, you're buying a case of this, all right? Which we don't usually wax that poetic, or you know what I mean? Like, we don't play that way. But in this case, this wine is just like, what? It almost has me speechless again. This wine is so fine. The tannins are perfect, beautifully measured. And like I said, it's like the front is all like beautiful Nebbiolo, and the backside is like granitic Gamay from a great producer, and they just kind of work together and mesh seamlessly. Absolutely ridiculously stunning wine. Gentlemen, ladies, Canavese, Alto Piemonte, the future is now. We're going to be featuring these wines more in the store. You should buy them. You should embrace them, endorse them. These are some of the greatest Nebbiolos being made on the planet, and you don't even know what they are yet, but you're going to, starting with this wine.